So, the documentary is called Heart of the Matter. I believe people are motivated by a limited number of things: love, fear, religion, pursuit of adventure, greed, and rebellion. Which do you think played the biggest part in getting you where you are in life now?
I don't know.
Decide.
I can't remember.
What motivates you the most often?
What motivated me?
What motivates you most often?
To where I am in life?
Yeah, to where you are right now.
Freedom.
Freedom?
I guess you'd say. I would say
for adventure. Okay.
I'd have to say freedom. That to do what I wanted to do and not have to.
So rebellion and adventure.
Yeah. Not really rebelling, but I didn't want to have to answer. I wanted to do what I wanted to do and make my own kind of like little path and figure out who I was. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that within the walls and parameters of normal society. I felt like. Yeah.
Good reason. Do you have kids?
No.
If money wasn't an object, what would you buy your parents for Christmas?
I would buy them coal. Okay. If that makes any sense.
That's not very nice. Pick something else. Pick something nice.
If
I could really make it happen, what would you say?
I would buy my mom a yellow Porsche 911 or GTR, and I would buy my dad, I don't know.
Good answer. What about your brother?
My brother? What would I buy my brother? I don't even know, man. I didn't even know the kid that well.
It doesn't take much to give somebody a gift.
I know, but
if it's the thought that counts for all time, Daniel.
I would buy my brother a set of matching bicycles, like sick-ass downhill mountain bikes, so me and him could go riding together. There you go.
Good answer. If there was one thing you would change in the world or would stop from ever happening again for the future generations, what would it be?
Corruption. Hatred, greed, corruption. All the things, suffering.
Suffering? Can you be more specific? Like, what kind of suffering? Internal?
Like the people that are oppressed in, like, Africa. All the starving and everything that goes on, like that shit. Like, people living just below the means when we know as people that we can do better.
Fine.
But money and greed, stop those things.
Money
or the need
and greed.
to keep the need to retain power. Or a status quo. At the suffering of a people, that is wrong. That is the worst. We are a disease as a race when you look at it like that.
True. Okay.
We are the worst thing to have in this planet, actually.
But we're in it, so.
But only we can change. Only we can change it.
So either we deserve it or we destroy it.
Yeah.
And if we destroy it, it's to our own demise.
And we're destroying it at a rapid rate. Hopefully we can turn it around.
True. All right. What have you learned or discovered about yourself in, say, the past 3 years? 3 to 5 years?
How to completely wreck your life, for one.
Don't say that.
How to be happy and content in the moment, just being me. And not worrying and stressing.
Okay.
About
do you think that
everything going on around
if you hadn't been in this situation that you're in now, do you think you would have learned the same thing about yourself?
No.
Do you think there was any other way?
No. And I'm almost scared to go back because I don't want to feel like that again. It's very weird. It's a very weird feeling.
What's the most valuable piece of advice someone has given you? I know.
If you keep doing that, you'll go blind. I don't know. There's people give me a lot of advice. There's not the one that I can, if you put me on the spot, that I can think of.
All right. Well, we can go back to it.
Okay.
What's the nicest thing you've done for someone, and what's the nicest thing someone's done for you?
A reach around? I'm just kidding.
Inappropriate.
I'm sorry. The other day, a guy had a brand new jacket on. He has the tags in the pocket still. I was freezing. And, I was cold and I was wet. He gave me his jacket. Excuse me. He just gave it to me, took it off and gave it to me because he had a sweatshirt underneath. But it's a brand new, like, $100 jacket. Recently, that was a very nice thing because you don't see that around out here very often.
Okay. Awesome. What's the nicest thing you've done for someone?
Oh, fuck. I gave a complete stranger $100 the other day.
What did they get with it?
They bought drugs with it to sell. I didn't know what they were going to do with it, but I found out that that's what they did. But that, in turn, put an elderly woman in her hotel room for the night and fed them.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, if you want to look at a positive from a negative, that's what it is. Did they buy more drugs? Probably. But, that's the world we live in right here, or that I live in.
Okay. Do you think the way that you look has a lot to do with the way people treat you?
Absolutely.
Has it changed over the years?
My perspective on it has changed over the years, that's it.
Has this affected the way you feel about people socially?
Yes. People are shallow. Most people are shallow. And the fact that I actually get judged. Most people judge me based on the thought that I think I'm better than other people because of my looks, when I've never actually thought that ever about myself. I was never even aware of it, to be honest with you. I wasn't.
Interesting.
But now I see it. And I still don't fucking understand it. Maybe I'm just not like a jealous kind of person or superficial, but it's asinine.
Okay. Do you think your will to live increases or decreases the more you struggle to meet your basic needs? And have you ever struggled with depression?
I suffer from major depressive disorder. And it's a struggle every day, yeah. Some days I don't know how I'm gonna overcome it. Other days, it's not so bad, but I don't know. Every day I wake up and it's another day.
So do
That's
you
all that
think
matters.
has it gotten any easier or any harder? Like, do you think that you have more of a will to live now, even with depression, just because, like...
No, because I haven't been working really towards anything substantial.
Okay.
But, I stay pretty numb. But I stay pretty numb to it all, so I don't get too depressed. But I'm not making any progress on any of my issues, which is a fucking serious problem. And in part that's like kind of like acceptance from others is really getting in the way with that one. When I turn to people for help, or like, kind of figuring stuff out. And they don't even want to like, no, we're not going there. That'll depress the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that sucks.
That'll send me on a sick one, yeah.
Do you think drugs have any place in our society?
Yeah.
What is their place?
a rational solution to an irrational world.
It's not good enough.
It keeps you numb with all this crazy bullshit going on. Because sometimes you don't know where to turn with it. There is nowhere to turn.
Yeah, but if the world got better,
The world, society.
say society gets more peaceful, would drugs still have any place in our society? Or is it only a cure to a problem?
Hypothetically, yes. Or hypothetically, we could get rid of drugs, yeah. But the biggest drug pushers in the world are the pharmaceutical companies, man.
It's true, and we don't want it that way. So say we get rid of the pharmaceutical companies.
Fine, yeah. I mean, yeah, but people still might want to party, have fun. Can they do it within moderation? You know? Or is it always to excess? If it's always to excess and you're like these people out here on the street spending every bit of money you have towards narcotics, that is a problem, yes. But do they have their place in society? Do we need to get rid of them completely? No. But as a whole, society needs to understand what a drug is and what it's used for. And they don't.
So what would you give them as advice? What would you give advice, what would you advise the future generations about things that are so taboo? I mean, do you think that we should fight for some sort of
make this world a
acceptance?
Better place? Make this world a better place. In every and any means you can, every day.
Okay. Do you have any?
And when you're thinking about the future, don't think of, don't fuck your car. You know what? When you die, you ain't bringing shit with you. Nothing. And nobody, I'm glad I went to college, or fuck, I'm glad I saved 10% every fucking paycheck.
So what does matter?
That there's a better world for the future generation. That's
In what way?
The only thing that matters.
In what way?
Just better. Just better than the previous one.
Fine.
Just a little bit of improvement, right? Some kind of progress.
Yeah.
Not stagnant.
No, I don't think so. I mean, this isn't about me. This interview is about you.
No, I know.
I'll do my
exactly
interview at some point.
It's not about. No.
I can't.
That's what
I'm just because you're my personal friend. Like I'm pushing my views onto you.
That's what I mean.
Or maybe
I've always thought that's what the whole purpose of our life is here. Always. I was just relating to you because you'd said it earlier, and I just noticed I was going to say it. So we're relatable. Your view on yourself and my view on what I think the future is all about.
All right, cool.
Fuck off.
Merry Christmas.
No, I don't like Christmas.